It was either that or Slipknot.
Slipknot what? What are you talking about?
Shall we try again now it's gone live?
Right, we're live now.
Tie me kangaroo down, sport. Tie me kangaroo down. Tie me kangaroo down, sport. Tie me kangaroo down. Keith?
And it's
Wallaby.
and it's
I don't even
now
know.
me high to the shed, mate. Now me high to the shed. I think it's the next verse. Do you know what it is yet, mate?
Yeah, it's called Prison. So, sorry if you've just joined. Don't worry, it is the fully loaded hangout. We're just getting in first for the Aussie Song Competition, obviously. But anyway, welcome along. Thank you for joining the live fully loaded hangout on a Thursday. Your brain dump. Without any further ado, without any messing around, let's get on to the panel and get them to say hello. And I'm going to do it random again because it's more interesting. So let's start with the person that looks the most inconvenienced at the time I look. So let's go for Andy.
Tie me kangaroo down.
Now me high to the shed.
Okay. You're going to have to play that bit back, Andy. Like.
Oh, I bet I will.
Yeah, so let's go to Richard now. He's drinking.
Two little boys had hold of me. Oh, hang on. Hello, everybody.
Excellent. Cheers, Richard. Okay, so it'll have to be Bobby next then, so he's having a puff.
Oh, I'm not again. We learned about that on Tuesday.
Yeah, we did.
Kangaroo down. Oh, sorry.
What are you going to do, Puff the Magic Dragon?
Howdy, folks at home.
Oh, brilliant. Hi, Bobby. Thank you. Well, mate, excellent. Let's go for Tosh next then. He looks ready.
No, I'm not. Bollocks to you.
It's just taking out his butt plug, I think.
Oh.
After hearing all that tie me kangaroo down sport.
That's a different type of camera mount Tosh has got. It does look like he's laid down.
I'm laid down. With two little boys.
That's terrible.
Tosh, you know when you said you needed a handlebar mount for your camera, I didn't realise that was what you were going to do with it.
Yeah. It's a cross between a handlebar mount and a butt plug. Works really well.
Did you want to say hello, Keith? Sorry, Keith? I mean, Tosh?
No.
Oh, it's that wave that everyone likes to hate. Okay, thanks for that, Tosh. Let's go across to Dave.
Hi, thanks, Bobby, for welcoming to this hangout. And it's Christmas tomorrow, so I hope you all have a good one.
He's such a confused man.
It was Easter. It was Easter.
It's hard thinking of something new each week.
It is, isn't it? Like the questions and topics.
You're gonna run out of dates.
Let's go across to Kev.
Hello.
Keep trying to keep a straight face.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, got him. Excellent. Cheers, Kev. Oh, and look who else has turned up. I'm not quite sure, actually. Only Skeggy Cruiser.
How you doing? He looked really cool then, and before he moved.
Yeah. And spoke.
It's like the coolest dude, and he went, "How you doing?"
Okay, that was just creepy, Tosh.
You ain't seen nothing yet, Bobby.
That's what I'm worried about.
Skeggy's just got back from the Hulk Hogan fan club meeting.
Is he a big boy?
What you gonna do, brother?
Excellent stuff. Now, we did have Keith, but he disappeared.
You scared him off again.
He's tiny.
He's probably going to get a bowl of cereals, mate.
That's probably what it is, yeah. He's probably got to get some cornflakes. The series are available.
He's practicing, isn't he? 3, 2, 1.
I'm back in the hangout.
Nah, he went to tie his kangaroo down.
Oh, no. Okay, so...
He's got to blow it up first, Bobby.
There's quite a few loose in the top paddock.
I hope we're still on about the kangaroo. Right. So anyway, let's crack on then. So thanks for everyone for saying their hellos in all their interesting ways. And the next thing we need to do then is just go over the Q&A. So
You didn't say hello.
Eh? Oh, I didn't say. I did at the beginning.
I wasn't here.
I wasn't here.
We weren't listening.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Mr. B.
Hello, Mr. B.
Hello, Mr. B.
How are you
Hello,
today?
Mr. B.
And what can you see through the round window today, Mr. B?
Great.
Are you coming out to play today, Mr. B?
Okay. I feel like I should have some little cuddly teddies next to me. That they can talk to each other. What's
One
that?
kangaroo.
You want some of my beer? Right. Anyway. Oh dear. Sorry for just tuned in. Right. So yeah, let's go across to the Q&A and see who's saying hello. So let's go across to Big Kev, fittingly, who says, "Good morning, chaps. Bloody Rolf Harris in the house."
He's in a little square room at the moment.
Yeah, he's in the place where naughty people go.
Yeah.
Who is?
Oh, for God's sake.
Big Kev.
What?
Is Big Kev in the naughty room?
Oh, I thought it was just a Kev.
No, we were talking about Rolf Harris. I'm glad you're paying attention, Tosh. It's always good to have your full attention when we do these hangouts.
I thought he was talking about O2 Big Kev being in the naughty room.
No. Well, not as far as I know, anyway. So let's carry on. Cheers, Tosh. Let's carry on with Big Kev. He says there's a few kangaroos loose in the top paddock. Go. So ride carefully. And 08 Ride says, bloody hell, has Khan got a face?
And it's such a cute little face as well.
Chubby cheeks.
Yeah, I've got a face.
Couldn't you
I have
just-
several in these drawers, but I don't normally show them on camera.
What, you keep your face in drawers? Ooh.
Not my face.
Oh, I thought not your drawers either.
Election.
That was terrible.
Yeah, like a boss. Right. Oh, hang on. I think Gaz has just joined. I think you might be able to say hello this time.
Again.
Anyone there, Gaz?
Is there any?
Earth calling Gaz. Earth calling Gaz.
Gaz?
Not twice if you're there.
Right. Gaz is experiencing technical difficulties, a bit like me trying to speak at the moment.
Just like Rolf Harris.
Yeah. So hopefully Gaz will sort it out, and also Keith. I think he's just come back online, so hopefully I'll pop back in a minute. So let's quickly go back to Q&A, and Ricky Pace says, "Hello, big kids."
Hello.
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 No, Dave. No.
Hello. I am Gru. Right. Anyway,
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
yeah, ça va?
Sí.
Okay. That's not. This is a really awkward start today, isn't it? Right. Okay. Be ready with that sound effect, Bobby.
Which one?
Silences. Right. So let's go across to Cheshire Biker, and he says, "Evening, everyone. Looking forward to a great night." So, Mark,
Where you going?
What's the stress his penis?
alrighty. Gaz, you there yet? Oh, Keith's back.
Keith and Gaz, they're playing with each other.
Oh, Keith.
Hey, less of that.
I think it's
I heard you.
One-sided.
No.
my gas has gone.
Are you jealous?
Have you noticed Keith and Gaz are never on at the same time? Really, it's the same bloke.
It's like Batman, isn't it?
That's why that lube's half finished.
Let it go.
So you're
Right.
an half-empty type of guy then?
Well, you know, no point having the tube of lube if you're not going to use it.
That is such good advertisement.
Wow. Okay, let's move this car crash along and let's go to the panel and see if anyone's got any news or topics for this week. And we're going to start.
Yeah. I got nothing at all.
Dave then. Nothing at all, was it?
Nothing at all.
No topics.
Nope, no news, no topics.
Excellent. I like the way you're so keen to say you had nothing there. That's brilliant, Dave.
Yeah, well, I thought I'd better give it before somebody else does.
I've got nothing as well.
Oh, let's go to Skeggy then. What have you got, Skeggy?
Nothing.
Excellent.
Absolutely nothing.
Took me a week to come up with nothing, I'm telling you. It's hard work.
It is. Excellent.
Can we have some subtitles up for Skeggy?
Skeggy, you have to keep changing your avatar to mimic
He
subtitles.
looked at just because I put on his in his comments, I just put mushy scratches penis. Which just roughly translated means thank you, cock.
Many thanks, Cock. Excellent. Right. Okay. Let's go to Richard.
Hello.
News and topics, buddy.
I've got no news.
Liar.
I haven't.
Yeah.
You've got a face.
What's my news?
He will soon be doing a video.
I wasn't going to talk about that one until we've sorted out what's actually happening with the things.
Oh,
That's
right,
the one you
okay.
mean, the one with the things and the 30 quid.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to talk about that one next week, maybe.
It's not much of a surprise, really, saying Richard's going to soon be doing a video.
With 30 quid.
Yeah.
It's not like it's Jack.
Yeah, there will assuming that your mate can do something
He has,
that makes it
and it
compatible
is.
with what we need to do.
He has.
He
It's
can.
compatible. Yes.
Excellent. Okay then. In that case, I have news.
It's not something to do with public toilets, is it?
No, it's Toss's news really.
I'll let you know it.
Okay. It's sad news, and hopefully we can get some help with it as well. Very good friend of Tosh's passed away recently. A biker. I'd been out riding with him. He actually appears at the beginning of my latest video very briefly. It wasn't a bike accident or anything. It was a problem after an operation. Now he's left behind 3 sons. He's also left behind a Hayabusa that Tosh is currently making perfect. And what we're going to try and do is get some videos out there, and we'll get the details together later if anyone wants to help us. They're going to raffle off the Busa. So it's going to be 30 quid a ticket with the ability to win, not a new Busa obviously, but one that will be in very good condition by the time Tosh is finished with it.
5,139 miles.
Yep. So not very old in terms of mileage.
That's not running.
So we're going to try and get some videos out there, and if we can get some help, wait until we've got the details of how you can get tickets and all that kind of stuff. We'll try and get as many people to buy tickets as possible, and the proceeds, they're hoping to sell 100 tickets. Hopefully we can make it more than that. The proceeds of it are going to go to his sons, who obviously have just lost their father.
Told you had news.
Yeah, I didn't realise we had news because we'd only actually sorted this out half an hour ago. I was waiting for some details.
But you say it so eloquently.
So hopefully we can get people involved in that and get something good out of it.
Yeah, well, obviously, it's always sad to hear that, but I totally support that, and obviously, give us the details, Richard, and I will obviously give that a mention in the vlog.
I mean, he passed away. I didn't realise he was actually younger than me, which it's not an age to go.
No.
Topics-wise, I gave you a topic last week.
You
and
did.
you wrote it down.
Was it something to do with servicing?
I can't remember.
Knowing Richard, it was definitely servicing.
Yes, it was.
It was.
Yeah.
Okay, servicing. Do you know what? I've already got it written down.
Well done.
Like a boss.
Like a boss.
Servicing like a boss.
Well, thanks for that, Richard. Condolences to the family. I'd never like to hear stuff like that, especially when there's children and everything else. So it's a shame, but I will fully support that. Send me the details, mate, and I'll give it a shout for sure.
Awesome.
So thanks very much for that, Richard. Okay, so let's go from there to Bobby. Have you got any news and topics, Bobby?
Oh, sorry, what?
Two little boys at
news, well, not very much, really. I've been doing an awful lot of riding, which I'm very happy about. I'm actually expecting a guest this evening who's coming in from Rwanda. Wow, I can't even say that the first time, but coming in from Rwanda, so I've got some good food cooking. As far as topics, I'm wondering, because of the video that I just put up, what you guys think about in terms of why you vlog.
So that's a step up from why we ride, why we vlog.
Well, no, because I just put that video out about why I vlog, and it got me thinking. I'd love to get as many bits of input as possible to just kind of educate myself on why people do it. So, yes, why do you do it? That's
Okay. All right, I'll make a note of that. And has your vlogging style changed?
Not at all.
Right. Why do you vlog? Okay. Excellent, cheers, Bobby. Let's go. Gazatron's finally made it in.
Yes!
Yay!
Bless him. He's not the most technical of people, so I've heard, but he took his headphones off.
Really?
Can you still hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Don't sound too happy.
Come on, it wasn't that bad.
My internet connection's been dodgy for the last 10 minutes for some reason. I don't know why. I've not been able to get on.
Phone BT, mate. Get them to come and have a look.
No, just try deleting all that porn that's stored on my drive and it'll be fine.
Yeah, I've done all that. It's just you guys on there now.
Yeah, that's what he was on about.
That's right. We'd just like to say hello to everyone, buddy.
You alright? How's it going?
Yeah, brilliant. Awkward silence.
Wait a minute. I'm actually not supposed to like Gaz right now because of what he said about Indians on Tuesday. I can't like.
Oh, yes.
I'm done.
What did you say about Indians, Gaz? I never had you down as a racist, mate.
Which Indians?
Like, we're not friends anymore. No, I'm over it. Then when I brought up the topic about the best and worst bikes and like anything made by Indian, and I'm just like, damn, dude, come on.
That opportunity, should I?
I honestly sat here thinking, I can't remember him making a racist remark. Then the penny dropped.
I know. Okay, so let's move on and move away from Gaz's shame and go to Kev and ask him if he's got any news and topics.
Not really, no. Only news, I've got to finally finish the oil change on the Shiver. Finally. Now the right oil filter's turned up. Fucking K&N. They sent me the wrong... Well, they didn't send me the wrong filter. I ordered the wrong filter. But I ordered the wrong filter because the website told me to order the wrong filter. It gave me the wrong filter as the recommendation for my bike. It gave me a Suzuki filter. So in a strop, I ordered the high flow instead, and I put a high flow on there. So that's done now. I might have some big news soon, but I'm going to keep it under my hat for now because I'm not really sure if it's going to happen or not yet. So,
What, you're coming out the same as Bobby we did on Tuesday?
That wouldn't be big news. Oh, come on. No,
We've already seen Kev's dress in the background.
Exactly. So, in terms of topics, no, I think you've got enough to be getting on with. So,
okay, nice one, Kev. Thank you very much, buddy. Keith, any news and topics from you, buddy?
Hello. News, with your help, Mr. B, managed to service my bike at the weekend.
Hey.
Oh, well done. Well done.
Well done.
Maybe we can touch on why you should ideally service your bike yourself, just in case you find a couple of things wrong with it.
Yeah, well, it just so happens that Richard's brought up the topic of servicing your bike.
I don't think I'm going to add to the topic.
And smoke it. I beat you to it this week.
I mentioned it last week though, so.
No, I think yours was slightly different.
Oh, was it? Okay then. No, I've got no topics. I think I mentioned a topic last week, but we didn't get around to coming to it. And I think there's enough topics tonight anyway.
All right. Well, we can always bring up some if we run out of topics.
Okay.
We seem to do quite well recently of holding a conversation. Topics. Excellent. Okay, then let's go to skew. No, we're not going to skiing. We've already been there. Andy, we done you yet?
Who, me? No.
Yeah. All right, news and topics, buddy.
Hopefully pick up the air filter for the Harley tomorrow. I hope I've ordered the right one, Kev. Going on the thing about service, I also ordered a new filter for it, and I'll probably pick up the oil tomorrow because it's going to be a shit weekend anyway. So I can see myself just playing around in the garage servicing the bloody thing. So yeah, the only other thing I would like to know a little bit more about is oil. When you talk about oil, you get all these different grades of oil and different things. You get semi-synthetic, you get, fully synthetic, whatever they call it. I'll leave it up to the technical guys like you, Andy, to explain that one.
All right, I wouldn't really sound techie, but okay. Oil.
What is the best oil for a motorbike engine,
Yeah.
Baby oil.
It depends on the
Chip fat oil.
Use that 3-in-1. That's pretty good stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, WD-40. Spray that in.
Or they use rapeseed oil if it's cold pressed.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay, Andy, nice one. Let's go across to.
That was good, that Rich. I like that. I just got that.
Right, get the beer.
Sorry.
See you, Andy.
Gosh, what's you, mate? News and topics. No.
News. Richard's covered that so eloquently. Topics. I'd like to talk about why people are so scared of servicing their own bikes.
Okay. That's great. I will add that into the servicing. So oil types and why people are scared.
Wow.
Okay. Excellent stuff. Right, have I covered everybody?
No, you haven't covered you.
Me? News. I've got some more Becca Coolware coming today. Cheers, Jim. Got to have more than one pair, so that you can have one in the wash, one for wearing, and all the rest of that stuff. So I've got some Amazon for Mrs. B as well. So there's some news for you. What else? And obviously, as Keith's already mentioned and stolen my glory, I basically stood by and watched Keith service his bike. So that was good. And topics. Let's go with servicing, I think. I mean, why should we service our bikes? Piggy Cruiser wipes his nose with his microphone. Okay, right, excellent. So before we go on to any topics, then let's zip back to Keith and see what's going on. So Weggy ZZR says, is Dave on next week's episode already?
It's Christmas, Wiggy, isn't it?
Yeah.
What year is it? 19? What is it?
Just after the war.
Yeah, okay. It's 1992.
Happy
Or is it
Christmas,
the first
Dave.
Thank you, Tasha. The first one.
Went to the cinema last night, saw that Back to the Future. That was awesome, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, right. Let's move on. Right says, I really wish I hadn't just set a vlog to render. I get about 5 seconds of you and then 20 seconds of nothing. No, that's still us, mate. Yeah, buffer. Oh, God. I'll tell you what, I'm going to have to do a vlog about that. You know the buffering symbol of doom? I flipping hate that symbol.
That's what I've been getting for the last 10 minutes.
If you press if you press your arrow keys, then you can play a little game while that's doing that.
Yeah.
What?
You try it next time. Next time it's going around, start pressing the arrow keys, and you can actually play the snake game where you go and catch the dot.
I don't know whether to believe it or not.
Okay, yeah. If anyone wants to try that at home, please do, and don't forget, gullible's not in the dictionary. So,
David, you've been smoking things again.
No, he's
But if you try it, it really works. And
yes, David.
I bet you all a $5.
Okay.
Looking forward to getting some nice money off you.
Yeah, brilliant. Right. Okay. So also, Deadhead. Hi, buddy. I'll send you a link if you want, buddy. And as soon as I think we might be full up at the moment, but if there's a space, mate, you can always jump in. But he says, do you guys service your own bikes or have a professional do it? Well, professional, that always makes me smirk.
How
But
ironic.
yes, how ironic indeed. But yes, it's a good point, Deadhead. And I think, well, let's have a big chat about servicing and find out who actually services their own bike, who doesn't, and also if they're scared, why, and what oil to use. Oh, it's all going on. Excellent.
Here in the next 5 minutes.
So thanks for that, Deadhead. And like I say, I'll fire across a link. Actually, Bobby, could you do that for us, buddy?
I could give it a shot.
I think you've got Deadhead on your list, haven't you? Excellent. So let's crack on then with our first topic for tonight then, which is servicing and should you service your bike and all that good stuff. So I think we'll try and cover off which part should we start with. Khan, do you want to explain which part of servicing you're referring to, and then if you want to leave your response to the end, that's fine. Just sort of expand on your servicing question.
My question, as I recall it, was along the lines of, given that I had just with the, I would say with the assistance, but with the supervision of Tosh, because he won't touch anything. With the supervision of Tosh.
That's what he said. Sorry.
Well, he would, but I had to hold off the man until we'd finished the bike. Given that I'd just serviced the bike with the supervision of Tosh in a total of about 3 hours, including clowning around time, and that was a full service down to tank off, changing spark plugs, the works. I think my question was, why the hell would you pay someone 350 quid for what cost me 3 hours of my time and 45 quid in parts?
You also added a little bit to that with, would you go with bespoke parts from the manufacturer or...
I think that was Keith, wasn't it, added that, I think?
Was it?
Yeah,
was it?
last week.
Okay, so let's throw that in the mix as well then. Why wouldn't you service your own bike? What oil would you use? Would you use bespoke or factory OEM? Or and what else was there in all of that lot? And would you have a professional do it instead? You know, all sorts of stuff. Right, so let's talk about servicing. Who would like to go first?
Keith.
Okay, Keith. You've been voted in, Keith.
Well, having done it now, I would definitely do it again. I was quite surprised actually how easy it really was. I mean, I don't know why I thought it was going to be complicated, but I found it extremely easy. Whether that was because Mr. B was very patient and explained everything really easy so I could understand it, but he just let me get on with it, and I found it really easy. But one thing we did notice, didn't we, Mr. B, that we discovered that quite possibly the oil filter that was on my bike was possibly the original oil filter, despite the fact it's supposed to have been changed 4 times, and also the oil had only been changed less than a year ago, but it looked like tar when it came out, so I suspect the oil hadn't been done either. So I was a bit pissed off. So that's made me more determined to do my bike myself now in future, so at least I know that the thing's been done properly, and it saved me an absolute fortune. It really did.
Yeah, and it cost you a full pack of Stella and a bottle of wine for Mrs. B.
And did he give you anything as well?
Oh, that was it.
That's why the KY jelly was used up.
Keith, you've lost your sound, buddy. Sorry, mate, you've lost your sound. But whilst he's getting his sound back, I'll just add, I was really annoyed because Keith had all the receipts for his servicing. He's put back in now. But yeah, Keith had all his receipts for the servicing that he had and how much he spent and the listing of parts and we were just outraged. I mean, this oil, have you got that oil filter still, Keith?
Yeah, I've still got it, yeah.
Because it's rusty. It's so old, it's rusted. The paint's bubbled on it, and it looks like it was probably you know when they service your bike after 500 miles, whatever it is. That's the filter that's still on it or was on it when he came here, and I was a bit annoyed.
You were very annoyed, weren't you?
Yeah. See how much you spent on servicing, only to find out that it hasn't been serviced.
Yeah. I reckon I've spent over £1,000 servicing that bike.
You're kidding.
No.
I mean, it's not to say that some of the servicing was done, but I can tell you now, another indication. Without stealing your thunder, Keith, when I came to take the bottom panels off, the fairing,
yeah,
it had never been off, and the fairing clips had actually rusted solid. I said, Keith, this fairing's never been off, mate. It's never been off. It shouldn't be like that. If you're getting it serviced regularly, taking it on and off, it's not going to end up like that. It actually corroded, and one of the clips corroded and fell off. So I gave him a full set of panel clips to go and put it straight again when he got back home. But I was like, and then obviously the truth then came out that in fact no, it hadn't been off, and no, the oil hadn't been changed. It probably just topped up or something. So
yeah, that was the brake fluid, wasn't it? We thought it had only been topped up. But
the brake fluid wasn't too bad.
No, it was kind of one. It was one set of bad news after the next set of bad news. I was kind of in shock, really.
Yeah, I was just angry. But anyway, you serviced it. So
yeah.
Now, when it comes to servicing, what are you going to do?
I'm going to do it myself, definitely. Absolutely, definitely. No question. I'm not going to take that bike again to another garage to have it serviced. No way.
I've got a Suzuki K&N air filter here if you want it.
I've got one now, thanks, but I might have it next time.
All right, mate. I'll keep hold of it for you.
Yeah, keep hold of it. Yeah.
Hey, find out what the part number is for it, Keith. And,
sorry, oil filter.
Yeah, I was going to say, Kev, no wonder it didn't fit. The oil filter's gone all soggy. What's going on?
There's all this oil coming out on the floor. Brilliant. Okay, well, let's tell you what. Let's go to Kev then, see if he's getting
Never casted on the white one, clear.
The oil change I've just done on the Shiver is the first oil change I've done on a bike. I've done my own servicing and stuff on cars in the past, but I've never done it on a bike because I don't really know that much about it, and with the Shiver being practically brand new, I didn't want to fuck it up, because knowing me, if it can go wrong, it probably will go wrong. So I tend not to, so I did the oil change on the Shiver, and it was easy. The only difficult part I found was where the oil filter is at the front. They, for some reason, stuck the ABS system right in front of the oil filter, so I had to move all that out of the way, and it was a bit of a pain in the arse. But no, apart from that, I don't do. I pay someone to do it.
And you're going to continue to do that, or are you going to try and experiment and get more into it?
Well, I would like to get more into it, but I think like Rich had Tosh for his first service and Keith's had you for his first. I think I'd need someone that knows what they're talking about to hold my hand through the first one. Because that's what I did when I started working on cars. It was always my granddad or my stepdad, and then after that I knew myself, and it went from there. But with bike, I don't. So.
There's plenty of us here that will say, yeah, we'll give you a hand. There's no problem with that, mate.
Kev, you're only around the corner, mate.
That's true, mate. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I can order the parts in like I did for Keith, and then we can do it together. Well, you can do it. I'll watch.
Sounds good, mate. Yeah, I might take you up on that offer, actually.
Yeah, I'll buy you an ice cream as well. Just so I don't want you getting run over or anything. Brilliant stuff. Yeah, mate. Anytime, mate. Yeah, let me know. So brilliant. Okay, I just want to go quickly back to Kev as well, because the other part of the question was someone mentioned why were you scared of servicing, and I think Keith, you were a bit apprehensive, weren't you?
Yeah, I just thought most of the time, it's like the Midas touch in reverse. If I touch something, it almost always goes wrong. And I think by having you there, you know, when it was that tricky bit with the rear brake pads, and I couldn't quite get them located, it was just nice having someone there that just said, "Well, take your time, have a think about it, don't rush it, don't force it. This is how it goes," and it gave me that confidence to have another go at it, and it kind of worked that time. Whereas, you know, if I tried it myself, I might have thought, "Oh, sod it, I'll give up," and I would have left it in pieces and expected someone to come along and kind of put it right for me. So I just had this vision in my head that everything was going to be complicated. I don't know why. I just did, because I've never attempted anything like that before. So it was nice to realise, and at the end of it, that actually I can do something like that if I put my mind to it. It isn't complicated. It's just about getting over that state of mind that I've got. That if I put my mind to it, I can actually achieve something like that. And I was really pleased with myself when I got home. I really was.
No, I was proud of you, mate, that you did it. And also, like you said as well, you've got the peace of mind now. You know it's been done properly.
Yeah, I'd certainly have the confidence to do those rear brakes again.
Yeah.
I mean, that was probably the most complicated bit of the whole thing, I think, because we had to faff around, take the exhaust off, didn't we? And I can't remember what it's called now. What was the bit that we had to try and push back in? What was the?
I'm not going to tell you, Keith. You should know that at your age, son.
Who was it?
No, was it the cylinder? Was it the cylinder?
Yeah, we had to push the
cylinder.
Push the cylinder in, and I showed you how to do
piston. And that's it. The piston. That's it. That was a difficult bit, but
yeah,
you know.
But
other than that, yeah.
That's the main thing.
Excellent. And we didn't need any complicated tools either, which is the other thing I thought we might need as well. There was nothing complicated tool-wise that I would need to do that service again.
Yeah.
What service was it? Was it a full 12 or full 18 or?
It was, well, it had nearly done 22,000 miles, so it was pretty much a full service. The only thing we didn't do, I think, was the front brakes, because there was still a bit of meat left on them, wasn't there?
Well, there was a lot of meat still on them, so
yeah, because you said to me, do you use your front brake?
Well, it doesn't go fast enough to use.
Yes, that's what I said, Dave. I don't ride like an idiot, so I'm gentle on my brakes.
Whoa, just because we ride over 25 mile an hour, you don't make us idiots.
Who are you calling a fucking idiot?
Present company accepted. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you've got loads left on those front brakes. So you're doing that. We said that what the best thing to do is to do that tour that you're going to do.
Yeah, and then
we'll change them after that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But saying that, the reason why I didn't do everything was because obviously he said that these servicing had been done, and it recently had new plugs as well. But after doing the service, I think the next thing we'll do when we do your front brakes is we'll change your plug as well, mate.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if they're not even doing the oil.
No, they're not taking the plugs, not on the twin.
They're not taking the fairings, are they?
Yeah. So there we go. So lesson learned anyway. So that
absolutely.
Excellent, nice one, Keith. So let's go to Skeggy, servicing Skeggy.
Oh, do you mind? I'm trying to look cool here. Somebody else come back to me when I finish my ice cream. Hold on, I'm not looking cool enough. Right, now piss off.
All right, you eat your ice cream. We'll come back to you. Let's go to Tosh.
Oh shit! I knew this was coming.
I reckon Tosh secretly pays someone to do all the servicing for him.
Well, if I'm honest about it.
You do all his work, do you?
I do, yeah. I have to help him out when he's doing the tricky stuff.
When I'm servicing a bike, I won't touch it unless Richard's there. I can't because I don't know what.
Talking about the bike still.
Well, technically, you can't touch it unless Richard's there anyway.
But now I've done servicing for a long time. I find it therapeutic. At least I know it's done right. It's working on a bike is very easy. It obviously depends on what bike, but general servicing, all servicing items, really easy to do. You just need to grab a pair of bollocks and just get and do it. Seriously, just like Keith. Keith was like, I've never serviced my bike, I'll take it and I'll spend 300 quid and get it serviced, and I haven't done it.
Yeah.
You've gone with Andy.
Yeah.
Andy said, right, I'm here if you get into difficulty. You've done it yourself.
Yeah.
Piece of piss. It's easy.
Yeah. He didn't take over either. He attempted it a few times, and he says, "Hang on, no, I'll let go. You're supposed to be doing it. You get on and do it. I won't take over."
I mean, when I was with Richard, I didn't touch the bike.
Yeah.
Didn't touch it.
Yeah.
He done a lot. The plugs, the fairings, the lubing of the cables, the general lubing, checking the nuts and bolts, checking the bearings.
He likes his lubing.
He loves his lube.
Checking the nuts.
But he done everything. The full service, as in the book, as stated in the book, he done a lot, all on his own.
Yeah.
And if he can do it, fucking hell, Tracy could do it.
Was that a compliment?
It was. So it's not hard to service your own bike, no matter what bike it is. It's not hard. Get the book, read the book, do it by the book.
Yeah, and there are YouTube videos as well.
Plenty of them, yeah.
Yeah, there's some bad ones though, to be fair. But...
Yeah. Oh, I've done some shocking ones, I know.
I wasn't referring to yours, Tosh.
But yeah, I just wonder why people are so scared of it. There you go, look, I wouldn't work on a Triumph. Jesus. But I just wonder why people are scared of it. Like, they won't touch it. It's like a nemesis. They daren't do it. But if you've got somebody experienced there, then they're more than happy to do it, more than capable to do it, and they find it easy.
Yeah.
I mean, like Kev, he looked so tired, like he's been servicing his bike all day. What's the matter, Kev? Tired, mate.
You get frightened,
sorry?
you get worried, and you're frightened that you're going to do something, and then you're going to be stranded because you can't use your bike. But when you've got somebody there that will say yes or no, it takes the pressure off you having to do everything right, which is why you feel easier when you're doing it when you're doing it with somebody else there.
For me personally, I'm not worried about being stranded because I've got another bike and we've got a car as well. But for me, if you sneeze on the electrics on my bikes, the whole thing fucks up. So it's just you know, I know that if I do cock something up by accident, it's going to cost me a few bob to put right, and that's what worries me because I am a massive spaz when it comes to things like this. So.
When you get to your full service, Kev, on that shiver, and they come back and say, "Yes, sir, that'll be 800 quid." You might change your mind.
Yeah, I know it's going to be a big. The next service is 12,500, and I know it's going to be a big, expensive job. So, I think that's probably going to be the one where I employ Andy.
Hey,
turn up with a crate of Stella.
Hang on, I just want to find out how much is the service from the professionals?
It's about 25 quid, mate.
Yeah, right.
Put it this way: BMW charge £105 per hour.
I think it's about 350 quid.
So yeah, you're looking at 4 hours then. 4 hours to service. How long did it take you to service it, Rich? Your bike in total?
Well, you went there for the oil and filter change. That took about 15 minutes.
Right.
So, because basically I had the bike warming up while I took the fairings off, and then just whipped out the oil. And I mean, to be fair, it took longer than 15 minutes. 15 minutes of effort, and then you just leave the bike dribbling oil, don't you? Until all the oil's gone. So.
Yeah, but you got to remember that a firm will charge you for taking your fairings off, for standing around while your bike is warming up.
They charge you for dribbling. Yep.
Yeah, they charge you for everything. From the moment they put their first hand on the bike to the moment they sign it off, that's what you charge for.
I was looking at a magazine article the other day about the Ducati 899, and they were saying about running costs and saying about how reasonable it was, because the first service on it was about 250 quid. The second service at 12,000 miles was about 350 quid, then 250, and then 900.
That's the belt.
The mileage I do, that's 2 years of riding, and you're in for almost £2,000.
Mm.
You know, the bike might be cheap for a Ducati, but it's nuts, isn't it? But yeah, I mean the service on the Yamaha should have been about 350 because I mean it's tank off, airbox out, spark plugs out, all that kind of stuff, which was faffing about. But what did it take us? We started about 12:30. We were done by about 3:30, weren't we?
Yeah. So it's about 3 hours.
Yeah.
Messing
And that
around for an
included a
hour,
lot
so
of around.
let's just say 4 hours tops.
We messed
80
around.
quid an
We
hour.
messed around for more than an hour. We messed around for at least 3 hours, having whiskey and bacon baps and all sorts.
It's best to leave the whiskey until after the.
We didn't have a lot of whiskey. Mrs. B bought this cherry whiskey. I'd never even heard of it, so we tried a bit. You know.
Very nice. Very nice.
But yeah, I mean, for me, the bits that were important to get out, and you know why it's good to have somebody like Tosh on hand, is all the little tips that.
Yeah.
So I've got the service manual. The service manuals are usually about 60 quid, but a lot of them are free on the web if you have a look around. You can find them. And it's like doing Lego. You know, it is literally step 1, remove fairing, and then it refers you to a page where it tells you every bolt to take out and which way the clips go. And it's that level. A monkey could do it. Well, a monkey that could read.
So me.
No, I said monkey, not gorilla. But no, it's to that level. But it's the tips that you don't get. So all the stuff about when you're taking off the what do you call them, trumpets, putting something into so you're putting something into the watching me do this, so you don't drop anything into your engine.
You put tissue in your trumpet.
Exactly. So you don't drop any crud into your engine, and it's all these little tips that are worth having somebody on hand for.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's the only thing I think that I'd be wary about, and I'm only wary about it because Tosh is, because I've actually got a DIY service your own bike thing that says yes, this is a DIY task. Is the valve clearances?
Yeah, I wouldn't be confident about doing that.
So I don't know. It's tricky.
Yeah, but they're quite easy actually. Valve clearances, just follow. It's like they're all the same. You know, everything you work on, every internal combustion engine, when you're adjusting valve clearances, they're all the same. You know, thereabouts. There's just some, loosen it, drag it down, tighten it up to your thing, and lock it off. You know, it's just.
So your older bikes, your newer bikes, they use the shim plates, don't they?
Yeah.
And you have to use
slow you down.
Tool. Yeah, you have to use a tool to compress the. Let's get this right. You have to put the cam in the right place, put the tool in to compress the valve, take the disc out, see the number, put it back in, check the clearance, write that down, go down a list to find out what your new one is supposed to be, and then the following week, when you've ordered all your parts, you put them in and hope you get them in the right order when you put them back.
But
it is to do valve buckets and shims. Yeah, is that ain't no DIY. That really isn't. Cause you're talking 27 thousandths of an inch for heat gap and something like that. So you got to get it right.
Yeah, you got to get it right. But on the other hand, without offending anybody who might be watching, look at some of the people who are actually doing this job as professionals. They're just people that have done it a lot.
Yeah.
Everybody's got to do it first time, haven't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they're not. The people that do it are not mechanics.
No,
but following a manual.
But the people that do it for the first time have got somebody stood behind them that have done it 100 times.
Yeah.
You don't very often get mechanics nowadays. You get fitters. Take a part off, fit a new part on.
But then, of course, we get into the argument about when it is due to have the valve clearances done and you take it in for a service, does it actually get done?
Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, if
How do you know?
Oil on these, they're not going to be doing the valve clearances, are they?
Theoretically, it should be quieter for one.
I wonder if Keith, if you bought your bike at the same time as somebody else bought an identical bike, And that guy, every time they bring him in, maybe he gets his service twice.
I think what the bloke did when he had mine, he came and picked it up, and then he just kept it in his garage for 2 days, and then dropped it off when he thought I was ready to have it back again.
Why did it take you 2 days?
2 days for a service.
Well, he used to say, "Are you in a hurry for it?" I said, "No, keep it a couple of days if you want." So that's what he used to do.
It's not 2 days for a service, though, is it? It's 2 days for not a service.
It probably just kept in the back of the van when he put it in there.
Oh, dear.
And then rolled it out again when it was finished.
You need to name and shame, Keith.
Well, I thought about doing that, but it's kind of one guy's word against another, isn't it?
Well, hang on a minute.
No, you've got a fucking oil filter that's nearly.
Oh yeah, I know.
If I was you, I said to you, Keith, I said, go up to him and say, look, you need to explain this. The fairing hasn't been off, and this oil filter is like the original oil filter. Oil filters don't bubble with rust and go rusty after 7 months. So, do you want to explain that?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine is out in the open for all the wind, weather, dirt, salt, grit, and everything to kick off the back tire, the front tire, and hit it, and that doesn't go rusty in 12 months.
I've got a picture of it. Do you want me to share it?
Oh,
Yeah.
Just so you know, I mean, mine looks as if it was brand new.
Yeah.
And it rains all the time.
The one I've just taken off the shiver. That's must be nearly 18 months, and that looks like brand new.
What the hell?
That's my filter.
Can you get a bit closer to where that rust is? I mean,
Is it all bent in, or is that just a reflection?
no, there's a bit of a bend in it because I had to use my oil filter extractor because it had been on that long. The rubber had like corroded onto the metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my filter.
That's
Oh, there you go. Hang on, stop. There, that's what I wanted.
What? What is he doing? But look at that. See that round by the writing? That's bubbled up paint and then rust where the paint flicked off.
Yeah.
It would be a lot easier if you could flip the picture upside down for Tosh.
Yeah, and also if you look at the rubber,
There you go. I can see it now.
but you can see the rubber's perished as well.
Careful, the oil's going to come out.
There you go.
I might have a picture of the oil in a minute. Oh, hang on, the wrong one.
There it is.
Can I just ask, how old is that filter supposed to be?
Oh.
It was changed last July, I think it was.
Yeah,
Is there this monster in it, or did you drop a condom in there?
Over there, it was a fucking floating turd.
There's like a lot of oil there.
That's a reflection, that is.
Right. What of Andy's face?
Yeah, look at the state of that. That's horrible, isn't it?
There
It
is no
doesn't
way.
look like a lot of oil there at all.
They screwed you, man. They screwed
I think there is no way that is a filter that's been done. Not a chance.
No. I would seriously, Keith, I'll go to him and at least get the cost. How many times has he done the oil on it?
4 times.
So
No.
4 oil filters and 4 lots of oil. So he owes you about 200 quid.
Yeah.
I think you got more chance of getting a wank off a Pope, Keith. He's not
So
going
you're
to.
transferring that.
He's not going to give you the fucking money back, is he? He's just going to say, "Oh, we've done it."
What about if we give him a shout out?
Tell me to fuck off.
What about if you go down there and pay him a visit?
Hey?
We'll go down there, pay him a visit, sort him out.
Well, it's obvious you're not going to go back there, are you? So.
No, absolutely not. No, absolutely not.
And you're
I
not
mean-
going to recommend anybody.
No, definitely not.
I mean, that's the whole reason why people do their own servicing, is because they know it's done right.
Yeah.
Well, I must admit, to start off with, when I first started servicing way back when, it was on my first bike, it was purely financial. I couldn't afford to take it in to be done, so I did it myself. I mean, I have my dad around who's been bikes for years, and he used to give me tips here and there. And to just go on to the other bit, which is part of this, I use semi-synthetic oil because my bike is not high revving, so it doesn't need to have that shearing quality so much as the sports bikes do.
Oh, we're on the slippery slope now. We're coming into oil.
Yeah, we'll get to the oil in a minute. Let's carry on with servicing for a second, and then we will go on to the what sort of oil people put in what. Who should we go to? Andy, something Andy, servicing.
I do all my own. Years and years ago, I didn't because that was quite cheap then, years ago. But as the years went on, I started doing more and more, and now I do everything. If I don't know what I'm doing, I just go on YouTube, and there's loads of people who will tell me. So I use that as a sort of thing. I think a lot of people don't realise when they take a bike, even to a big dealer, they take the bike in for a service and they charge them 300, 350 quid. They ain't a mechanic touch that friggin' bike. It's an apprentice. They're the boys who do all the servicing. They're too busy working on the proper jobs. So all you're doing is some poor little, they charge you $6 and they're paying some poor little shit for about £2.50 and you're servicing your bike. It's the friggin' rip-off. So do it yourself if you're not, And if you're in the bike community, there's always somebody if you're really a bit stuck who will lend you a hand or give you some advice. Just do it yourself. It saves yourself a fortune.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do it for a quick.
I agree with that. Yeah.
So let's go to Bobby then. Bobby, servicing.
Oh dear God. When it comes to like working on a brand new bike, like the bike I've got now, the first service I'll definitely get them to do, just the first. But after that, I'll do it all myself. And I tell you, when I service a bike, damn man, I get in there. I get deep. You know what I'm saying? Break up the mood. Slide up on in there. All right, never mind. No, I prefer to do it myself, and I'll do pretty much everything except I will not mess around with taking the engine apart, just because I know me. I will screw it up. I will, and I need my bike, and I need it to work. You don't want to see me cry. It's horrible. I blubber. I do. Oh man. So yeah, that's it for me.
Okie dokie. Right, well, let's go to Skeggy then. He's finished his ice cream.
Finished my ice cream, yeah. Yeah, I always service my own. One thing surprised me about, when you think you know what you're doing, I always double check anyway, but I just assumed that my bike, not being a high rever, wouldn't have had fully synthetic oil. Everything I've come across so far for my bike is 10W40 high performance fully synthetic, which is quite surprising. Had I not checked the bonnet first, I would have probably just gone ahead and put ordinary in. But I don't know. I think I'm still going to do a little bit of sort of checking out on the situation first, just to make sure that it's just not the adverts that are lying to you to try and spend more money. Because for some reason you pay more money for the man-made than the natural, don't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, always done it myself. Never had a brand new bike to have to worry about the first service. I don't think, quite honest, I don't think I'd even bother taking it to them for the first service, because it can't make your warranty invalid unless they can prove it's not been done by it doesn't have to be like a qualified mechanic of types or anything like that. It just has to be done by a competent person. Otherwise, the fact raises where you wouldn't have a 17-year-old trainee doing the job, in the first place. But yeah, always do it myself. And I suppose I was privileged to be brought up that way. We never questioned this thing about taking a bike to be serviced. It was a bike. You bought it, you worked on it yourself, and that was it. I didn't know anybody around that sort of went, oh, I don't know what I'm doing, I'll take it to a bike shop to be serviced. Never even dawned on me. The only time I ever took a bike to a bike shop was to sell it or to get it MOT'd, really never even thought about it growing up. Quite honest, never thought about it at all until it came to joining this community on YouTube. And then people sort of pose these questions, and I don't know, sort of look at them a little bit bewildered, as though to say, "What do you mean you don't do it yourself? Well, who does it?" And I honestly got off to the wrong footing of thinking, God Almighty, these guys must be loaded. They can all afford to go and get the bikes all serviced. You know,
Loaded or simple.
it just makes you wonder. You know, I mean, I don't know. I've never, like I say, never had to do it, so I've always gone down the route of doing it myself. And I don't service a bike when, you know, oh, it's got to be serviced on 5,000, it's got to be serviced on 12,000, 18,000. Yeah, bikes I've had, you service it when you feel like it. You know, I'm a big believer, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know?
That is true.
But on the other side of things, you know, keep an eye on things. You know, if you're looking through that viewing window and it's looking a bit bloody gooey and mucky in there, then, you know, you're ready for an oil change. I wouldn't go overboard and sort of leave it bloody God knows how many thousands of miles before doing an oil change or anything like that. I just get stuck into it whenever I fancy it. I mean, bought my bike 2 years ago, and I'm doing my first service on it this year. You know, I'm not bothered about it. I know the bike, and I know I'm capable of doing it if something goes wrong. So I'm, you know, but yeah, it didn't make me, when I first sort of joined YouTube, it sort of got me thinking to myself, have I been doing it wrong all these years? I know it sounds a bit silly, but, you know, all my mates sort of went ahead and serviced it. If they didn't, my dad did, or something like that, you know. I never even thought twice about taking it to a garage for a service. Yeah, strange.
Okay, cheers, Gaggy. Nice one. Right, I think we've only got Gaz left, apart from myself, of course. I like to go last. Oh, and of course Richard. So Gaz, servicing.
Yeah, I do. I try and do most of it myself. With my bike, the tappets need doing every 12,000 miles, which is every other service. So
What bike is it, Gav?
it's the Triumph Speed Triple.
Didn't know that.
So yeah, that can be a bit of a pain in the ass. I might attempt it in the future when I've got when I've got a garage to do it in. But other than that, I mean, oil changes, and that's pretty simple. Brake fluid, brakes, air filter, and things like that. That's easy enough.
They've certainly made bikes more high maintenance these days, haven't they? You know, bikes and cars, when it comes to sort of looking after it, you know, when something needs doing, it needs doing big time, half of the time. Whereas, you know, I don't know, mechanics.
Yeah,
Need to put a computer on it, find out what's wrong with it.
Yeah, mechanics used to be simpler, let's say.
Yeah, I've got all the OBD stuff, and yeah, that I can plug my laptop into and have a look inside and make a few changes and things like that.
You make the brakes better.
Pardon?
Can you make the brakes better?
Ooh.
You need ABS for that.
Yeah.
I thought ABS was that.
Yeah.
Yeah. ABS is let go of the brake and then pull it again.
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Cadence. That's cadence braking. That's.
ABS is.
But no, yeah, I've done the map. I redid the mapping online, and yeah, with other maps that are online already. I've not played with the airflow and all that. Just maps that are already out there, that people have already done. One thing I would say, if you were worried about if your bike's not being done like Keith's, and if you weren't confident to do your own servicing and that, it's probably worth marking up your the components that they're likely to change or move
Yeah.
Yeah, good idea.
Absolutely, very good, very good. Yes.
Just a little yellow mark or something on the where it joins, and go from the engine to the oil filter and things like that. It's just,
Yeah.
Do it, go boy.
Yeah. Just put a little hole or a punch in, not a hole, but you know, like a little dent in your oil filter or something. Anything really that you can tell that stuff's been changed. Absolutely.
yeah.
Okay. I think Richard wants to go last. Is that right, Richard? So I'll go next.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So for me, servicing, I'm quite old. I don't know if you know. And there was never a concept, as Skeggy said. There was no such thing when I was a lad of servicing. It was all do it yourself. Look after your bike. Really, it was called looking after your bike. And my brother got me into bikes, as some of you might know already. And I just grew up with looking after your bike. So that's what you did. So everything, even like doing performance changes and skimming the head to get more compression and all that stuff. I mean, everything, you know, doing the ports, making them wider and cleaning them out, getting all the carbon off, making it go faster and all this sort of stuff is just what I grew up with. So the concept of servicing was just strange to me. And the very first new bike I purchased was my black Stealth Hayabusa. I bought it brand new. It was the first brand new bike I ever bought. And the thought of them taking my bike off me and going to do the oil and stuff, it was like, no, you're not having it. I want to put my filter in that I want. I want to put the oil in that I want, and I want to put this on that I want because that's what I want. I don't want the stuff that you're going to put on it. I don't trust you to put the right oil in that I would like in my bike because I've got to ride it. And so I've never had anything serviced. The only time my bike's gone to a garage for anything, on my Stealth Hayabusa, I just had the recall work done, which they have to do. And that was just some heat protection and I think a different cam chain. But apart from that, because it was free, I let them do that and I checked that they had done it. But apart from that, no, I wouldn't let a garage touch my bikes. Because I just don't. I like to know, be intimate with my bike and understand how it works.
Right. Intimate with it, eh?
Not intimate in that way.
You said the words.
Not unless it's cool. Not unless it's cool down. No. So yeah, I think servicing your bike helps you understand your bike. You see how easy it is to do. You can choose the components that you want to use for that service, the type of brake pads that you want to use, the type of oil you want to use, everything. Oil filter, air filter. Obviously, the first thing I do is put a K&N in it because you get a better airflow and stuff, and then get a tune and stuff. I don't want to go into all that stuff, but the main thing is that you get to know your bike, and as Keith has proved as well, it's very easy to do. And once you get to know your bike, it's a breeze, and you'll start to pick up stuff. Now, the only thing that I will say is, in terms of tips, if you've never serviced a bike before in your life, you've never changed the oil before in your life, call a friend that you know that has done, and just let them be with you to, you know, give you those tips that aren't in the Haynes manuals, as other people have mentioned. You know, putting rags around things when you know, like around your brake fluid, so that you don't spill onto your bike, and you know, your trumpets. You know, putting a rag down there so that you don't drop screws, spanners, dirt grime and all that stuff down in there. Otherwise, you end up cleaning the carbs out, or whatever it is that you're doing. So. But I can't recommend it enough. Get to know your bike, service it yourself. Mrs. B serviced her SV all herself. She even changed the chain and sprockets on it. She's done the oil. She's got the plugs to do. But yeah, do it yourself. I can't think of any reason why I would want a garage to do my bikes, ever. I would rather do it myself and choose the components that I want, and that's why I do it. And that's pretty much it, really. And we'll cover oil, I think, is one of the main things. What oil do you put in after this? So, and I'm also conscious about the Q&A. Sorry, everyone, we'll get to you very shortly. I'm going to hand over to Richard, the person that started this whole conversation. It's all about servicing.
I think most of it's been said, to be honest. I would say to anyone, if you've got the chance, do it yourself. Yeah, get somebody who's done it before to help you. Get hold of the service manual, not they use a manual, and you can generally download them. The Haynes manuals, I believe, aren't as detailed as the service manuals, and anyway, you can only get them for older bikes, so there's not necessarily going to be a manual for your bike. But I'd say do it because the amount I've saved servicing this one, so I did the Yamaha. I'm about to service the Kawasaki. The amount I'm going to have saved will have paid for my entire garage of tools. So it's got to be worth it, hasn't it? You know, it's silly. But yeah, I would do it because none of it is difficult. It's just the kind of, you're going to be nervous the first time because you've never done it before, so you don't know exactly what you're going to be doing. But none of it is difficult, so I'd definitely say go for it. On another slightly different topic, especially probably for Mr. B, who doesn't get very many miles out of a tyre, would you go as far as doing your own tyres?
No, not without a machine.
Well, yeah, and I mean, obviously you need some kind of machine, but
yeah, I looked. To be honest, for the outlay and how often you might use a aforementioned machine.
About every fortnight for you, isn't it?
I've calmed down a bit now. I try to nurse my tyres more, well, my rear tyre really, and I can get like nearly 3,000 miles out of it now.
Yeah, and it does one burnout a week.
I've changed my own tyres many a time.
What, on your bike that you got now?
Not on the one I've got now, but on bikes of the past.
Yeah, tyres and rims have changed a lot since then, I think.
I must admit, I've never done one on an alloy rim, but on the spokes ones, many a time on CB 754, things like that. Just done them exactly the same way as you'd do a bicycle tyre, apart from the fact that it's a lot harder to do.
Yeah, I mean, I changed tyres. I had like a YZ, motocross bike. When I was doing motocross, I used to change tyres on those. You're not worried so much about those, but yeah, you have much more heavy-duty levers and stuff. But the rims these days, you're best off if you want to do it yourself, best off getting the proper machines for it. I'm not going to talk about the compressor-powered ones, but you can get hand versions of them that are a bit cheaper. But still, you're talking about £600-700 worth of kit.
No.
No.
No,
Nomar tyre lever. Nomar tyre lever, they're 60 quid. The bracket that the tyre goes onto, I think they're £79, and you've got the tyre paste at £29.
Well, the reason I ask is I had the option the other day of buying a Sealy speed breaker.
Yeah.
Which has got all the bars and everything, so you can do your own tyres. It's manual, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not electric or air compressor or anything like that. And I had the option of buying a second-hand one for about 50 quid.
Well, that's a good deal.
But I've looked them up to find out how much they are brand new. Brand new, they're about 200 quid.
Yeah.
But I just think I've spent in the short time I've been riding, I've already spent 100 quid on getting tyres changed. So it adds up quick, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100 quid in labour.
100 quid in labour, yeah, not including the tyres, obviously. The tyres, I've bought them off the internet, had them delivered, and then had to take them somewhere. And I've spent 100 quid in labour, and that's including me taking the wheels off and taking the wheels to the place that's going to change the tyres. Otherwise, it would have been 200 quid.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't do it. £18 it cost me to get new tyres, a new tyre on a rim, for where I.
Is that one rim, Andy?
Pardon?
Is that for one rim?
Yeah.
Holy shit, I saw you coming.
How much do they charge you, Tosh?
Tenner.
It must be a mate or something.
Well, it's him down the bottom of the road.
Yeah.
18.
It's my mate down on the road.
What is that?
18 quid.
How much do you get charged if you're, if you was to take the bike down to him and just sort of say, change his tyre, and he got to take it all off himself?
For me, it's around about 20 quid for a tyre and double that if you take the bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where I go, it's 15 quid with the wheel on the bike.
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
That's what I got charged.
Is that front or back, or either?
Either 15 quid per wheel on the bike. It's a fiver if the wheel's off the bike.
Right.
A fiver?
Yeah.
Tell me where that is.
It's Liverpool, and most of them are stolen with tyres anyway.
Yeah, they're
Well,
used to seeing
that's
wheels
fine.
off the bike, aren't they?
But yeah, I think the other thing to consider as well, though, because they can do it in half the time. They know what they're doing, and the last thing you want to do is damage your rim doing it yourself, because then a new rim's going to cost you 200 quid.
You don't want to damage rim.
So, me personally, I'd rather just let them do it. They do it in a few seconds. It only costs me 18 quid. And I would have to change, probably, I don't know, 10, 15 tyres before I get the money back on the equipment. So,
Well,
it's worth it.
I was toyed the idea of getting a hydraulic compressed one. Second-hand one, and it was, I think, there's a proper one, about 350 quid. Sit it in the corner of the garage. When I need it, I'll use it. When the mates want tyres changed, I'll change them for a fiver. Eventually, it'll pay for itself. But you've got all the hassle. Just take it down there, get it changed, get it back.
Yeah. And a storage room. I mean, I haven't got room in the house for all that stuff. We haven't got the most space where I live, so if I had a massive garage, maybe, stick it in the corner, great, but I don't have that room. So
I tried changing a BMW front tyre once. Completely fucked it up. So I've never done it since. It's very hard to do.
Yeah, I'd leave it to the experts, but that's me personally. Each to their own. Right, but I really need to go to the Q&A now because
Quite full.
there's a lot building up, and I think Gaz is off because he's having internet issues.
See you guys.
All right, Gaz. See you later, mate. Thanks for coming along. Au revoir. Okay, let's tackle the Q&A.
Before we go, Andy, what's the time, mate?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
Past 10?
Thank you. It's 3 o'clock, that's fine.
3 o'clock, yeah. Right, okay then, let's go to Q&As. Right, so Big Kev's gone. He says, I'm off to work. See you all later. Ride safe, mate. Ride invisible. Good idea. Excellent. Cheers, Kev. Right, I have no idea what the order of these come in. I saw Deadhead pretty early on, so let's try and tackle some of his questions. Oh my word.
I sent him a link, so if he's still watching, he goes to his Google Plus. And there's a link in there.
There's room, Deadhead, if you want to come in. So that'd be great. You can ask some of the questions you've asked. Right, let's go on to some of these though. And so, I have no idea what the context of this is. They also carry the potential to get sloppy and not be emotionally concerned with the bike or the motorcycle owner. Okay, so obviously servicing. Yeah, and he's joined. Great. He can ask some of his questions now. But yeah, and as Deadhead said just there, when you do your bike and you service your bike, you're intimate with it. You want to make sure it's right. You've got to ride it. I mean, at the end of the day, if it's not right, who can you trust? So trust yourself. Take it to a garage, get it back. Maybe they haven't done a bolt up. Maybe the axle's not tight. You don't know because they've done it and you haven't. So, And just to get some comment on that, there's only Deadhead's arrived. Say hello, buddy.
What's up, guys? How you doing?
How you doing?
Hi, Deadhead.
Good.
Hello, buddy.
Once again, I'm in window hell here. We've got windows popping up everywhere. Pornhub? I don't need that. What?
No, you do need that.
So wait, who posed this stupid question, and what am I answering here?
Some crazy Deadhead fan posted that question, I think.
Okay, so yeah, I forgot my own question. I think
I've selected it for you. You can read that. You put Q&A on the seat in blue.
No, I don't see anything. In the group chat? No, that's us, right?
Yeah, you want the blue Q&A button on the left.
I have a Q&A button there, yeah. Okay. They also carry the potential to get sloppy and not be emotionally concerned. Yeah, I mean, when I first started working on my bike, fortunately I had a buddy that would be able to sit there and help me. And And even then, I felt really like, what's your skill level? Like, I just didn't really know, you know, I was very emotionally attached to the bike, and I guess that's what it really came down to, is I didn't want anything bad to happen to the bike for the bike's sake, but I also don't want anything to happen to where I'm riding through the hills and, you know, all of a sudden something in the engine or something that I've worked on has screwed up. So that was my biggest concern with getting into motorcycle servicing. And now I feel comfortable working on the electrical. I feel comfortable with most of the stuff, but I still really don't know what I'm doing when it's all said and done, like the experience there. So, you know, that just comes down to time and effort, I guess. And I'm willing to do it because I'm emotionally attached to the bike.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I totally agree. Anyone else, I'm sure they all think the same. That if you know the bike's right, you're going to feel a lot more confident riding it and more comfortable riding it, knowing that you've done it.
Yeah. You see, your bike is a part of you, so it's probably better that you make the mistakes even though you don't want to. But it's always going to be in the back of your mind. What if I screw up? What if I do this wrong? What if I, blow up my bike or something? Which is why I will not take apart the engine.
Life's too short to worry about things like that. Just ride it like you stole it every time.
You guys hit on it earlier where, if I ever go up to Alaska or something, or when I went to Utah or going out to Yosemite, if something happens to my bike, I want to know that, A, I have the right tools because I've worked with those tools. I know how to use them. I'm not forgetting anything important as far as tools go. But that, B, more importantly, I can get back on the road and get back to riding as fast as possible and not have to wait 4 hours for AAA to show up. It's nice to have, I think, some warranties there where somebody, in case of, emergency, you can break glass and have like a AAA membership or some type of insurance program while you're out on the road. But being able to, fix minor problems or basic problems that could potentially show up on a long trip, I think that's advantageous. Not to mention the therapy of actually working on your bike and all that stuff too. So.
Yeah, I was on a ride out once, and one of the bug guys there, he got there, and then realised he got some oil on his back tyre, and then when he had a look further, he found that his oil plug had actually unscrewed itself and then dropped off and lost it. And you must have had about 20 guys all around the bike, all giving suggestions, and within 10 minutes they'd bodged something together and fixed it for him so he could carry on the ride out, and got him oil to put in it.
Yeah.
Saying about the thing about them not being emotionally attached to the bike. The first service I had done after the kind of 600-mile thing on the Yamaha, it came back with bolts missing. So if these so-called professionals can send it back with pieces missing, at least when you're doing it yourself, if you like me, you quite readily drop bolts and they roll off somewhere you can't find them. At least you know you've lost them.
Mm.
Yeah.
I only found out when it came to taking the bike apart, and it's like, there should be a bolt there.
They're called Jesus bolts, mate.
Yeah. In my case, it was your
Where the hell's that
fault.
gone?
It was your fault. You told me I should get one of them magnetic trays to put all your bolts in, so I did. And I looked for that bolt for ages, and it was only when I finally gave up and thought I'm putting that tray away that I found it stuck to the back.
As advertised.
Only Richard could do that.
And it's stuck to the bottom. Brilliant. Right. Okay, let's go back to Q&A. I'm conscious of the questions, so I just want to quickly rattle through those. Tom Hooper, hi buddy. He says, couldn't agree with Suffolk anymore. I have a mate, sorry, not hate, working for Volkswagen, and he says an apprentice on the smallest wage, they could possibly pay him something like £3 or £4 an hour. All the qualified lads will be doing MOTs.
Wow.
Yeah. Let's go to our favourite viewer as well, Bexy. Hi, Bex.
Hey, Bex.
She says, I've got a full set of EBC pads sitting here ready to go and clean up the calipers, but I don't care if I do it myself. Being quoted £150 to £200 for a service from a garage for an oil and filter brake service, spark plug check, and 26-point check over bike.
I'm in the wrong fucking job.
Wow. I'll just do it for a crate of beer.
That's like a £6,000 service, though, isn't it? It's a basic service.
Yeah.
The
Yeah, I'll
spark
tell you
plug
what,
check, they're not going to do
Richard
that.
will come round and do it. Rich, you go round and do it, mate.
Yeah.
We'll do it in the middle of the iron box.
I'm just going to go to Ricky Pace. Hi, Ricky. He says I last paid. I last paid £10 per tyre for fitting and balancing tyres. Wheels were off, cash in hand. Suspect he didn't go through the books. LOL. Okay.
Sorry.
Obviously, if anyone changes your tyres without balancing them, there's a problem. So yeah, it always makes me smile when they say, "Oh yeah," and we'll include balancing. You better do, buddy. Okay, brilliant one. Cheers, up. What else we got going on?
Bex's got a few more.
I know. I'm trying to select different people. We've got Hepcat Harley in the house. Hi, Hepcat.
Hubcat.
Hepcat, and he says, because of my knee replacements. And
Now, if my hepcat ever goes out on my motorcycle, I'm going to have a professional look at it.
He can't get down on the floor easily. That's what she said. That's what she said.
Wrong. He can get down on the floor quite easily. He just can't get back up again.
He has a problem getting up.
But anyway, he says, I will now get a service lift table.
Oh, God.
As we have 3 bikes, and it'll work out way cheaper in the long run. A service manual is a must.
And also, if he's got a Harley Davidson, he has to get a big ass lift.
Oh, you don't? I've got one for mine.
No, they're heavy.
Yeah, it does. That lift it right off the ground. That's all right.
Well, you got the little baby Sealy red one.
You put it underneath and just crank it up, and that lift it up. But you need 2 people as you're lifting it there, just in case it topple. But once you've got it up, you're fine.
Yeah,
That's what my missus say anyway.
You got to make sure you clamp it in at the rubber end, don't you?
Yeah, of course you have. Yeah, always make sure you got something over the end of it as well.
And then get them clamps and really screw them in.
Get through this Q&A. Right, so let's go to Auto Two Wheeler, and he says, if you do service your bike, does it affect the warranty?
Not if you use OEM parts.
So basically, what? Not if you use OEM parts?
Yeah.
You've got a Honda. Go to Honda, buy the Honda filter, buy the Honda oil from. So like we've got a shop here called Miles Kingsport. It's Honda dealer. If you want to service it, go there, buy their oil, buy their filter, buy Honda OEM parts, and the warranty's fine.
So does that mean I've just goosed my warranty then?
Why?
By putting a high flow filter on and not.
If it's not recommended by whoever the bike's for, then if the bike fucks up, yeah.
Oh, great.
Is it still within the warranty period?
When?
Well, there's an home servicing, fucking brilliant.
Yeah, nothing to worry about.
Just put the old oil filter back in if you have a problem.
You ain't going to worry about your engine, it's your electrics you're going to worry about.
Well, I'm just hoping because it's some of the electrics won't fuck up, so.
No, I mean, yeah, I mean, the thing is, I don't want OEM parts. So the warranty can go and do one, but what I'll do is I'll keep the old filter, maybe, and then if it ever did go wrong, I'd just put it back on.
Or Kev, you can take Keith's old filter and put it on there and just tell him it's never been changed.
Yeah, I've still got it.
Well, you took it home?
Yes, I took it home.
I gave it to him. It's his memento for why to service your bike and the fact that he took it off.
I'm going to keep it.
He's going to hang it on the wall. And tomorrow he's going to have a long black drip coming down.
I've got it here. I've got it here in the kitchen. I'll get it for you. Hang on.
I'll tell you what, like a long sort of like.
That boy's got a lot of problems. That boy's got a lot of problems.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, let's have a close up of that dirty bugger.
There we go. Hang on.
Hold on a minute. Why did we have to sit and look at a photograph earlier? When you got the real thing?
Because it's greasy.
It's upside down.
It's not greasy, it's oily.
Speak
Don't
properly,
overreact.
That's pretty big.
Well, the hands all smell of oil now. Ugh.
speak properly. I live in Lincolnshire. It's greasy.
Oh, I'm so glad you've actually got it there, Keith. Have you got any oil residue left in that oil filter?
Turn it upside down. Well, turn it right way down so we can see it writing.
No,
No.
seriously. Stick
Why?
your finger inside the oil filter and get a bit of oil out.
It's black.
Nah, he wants to see how far apart you can pull your fingers.
So you don't want to stick your finger in a bit of black? Race.
I'm not. Hey,
Hey, look, guys, I'm really childish, and this is really messing with my brain right now.
What, are you talking about grown men talking about?
Yeah, stick your finger in there, pull it apart a little.
Yeah, don't have nightmares, kids.
It's a viscosity test.
That's what I tell my missus as well.
we're all pink inside.
Yeah, I must remember to tell her it's a viscosity test here. You're right.
I don't tell my missus anything. I just punch her in the throat and jump on her.
It was fucking normal.
I dare say that's
I'd laugh if she was watching this and you suddenly saw her come in and smack him around the head.
It wouldn't be the first time I've been commenting on here and disappeared in the bedroom and been not watching movies on a tablet.
Oh, man.
Is that what it casts for?
That's why she's not in there.
Well, I'll tell you what. While we're still in context, I'm going to go to Cheshire Biker's comment, and he says, I would have a go if I had the tools and know-how. Oh, dear. So okay.
Can I just offer a little bit of advice here? For anybody wanting to service the first bike or do their first service, and the service roughly costs 100 quid, and you ain't got any tools whatsoever, take the 100 quid you're going to give to servicing, go to Halfords, buy the Halfords Pro Tool chest set for 100, I think they're 97 quid now. Somebody can Google it. It's it'll have everything in there you need to service your bike. It's about 97 quid. Halfords Pro. There you go. Carry on, Andy.
We're not your lad.
The service kits are available.
Well, and you watch a couple YouTube videos, get some confidence, and just take your time. It just the hardest part for me whenever I work on my bike is when I hit a problem. I'm always afraid that okay, shit, then I'm not gonna be able to ride tomorrow. Like I'm gonna have to take the car, and I don't want to do that. So, yeah, I mean, YouTube videos will give you confidence for the most part, or Google search forums. The internet can be helpful, which is weird, but
yeah.
I mean, it's possible that you will end up with a bike off the road for a few days if you do hit a problem. But if you do, 7 or 8 services on a bike at the money that you're saving from taking it to a dealer, buy a second bike.
Yeah.
Well, that's the easy way around, isn't it? I mean, see, Triple XD's right in one sense. You could sit there watching all these YouTube videos, only the mistake you make, you sit there watching them, maybe not noticed that it always comes back round these videos, it always comes back round to pussy. I mean, cat videos.
well, if a cat can do it, then I'm sure we can figure it out.
One thing I would say about the YouTube videos, though, is just before you start following it, just check the responses and the likes and dislikes, just to make sure that it's a good video, because there are bad videos out there of the very same thing, but you will find a good one.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
100% agree with that.
Yeah.
I must admit, when I did my rolled end forks, I could not find a single video on there. That's why I put mine up.
Exactly. And that's how I started the whole bloody channel, because I did the Hayabusa chain and sprocket.
Yeah.
And I went from there, man, because I couldn't find a decent video. Everyone was saying, put a piece of metal through the back wheel and do this, that, and it's like, man, what are you doing? It's just... So I recorded it, and that's how it all started. Crazy.
Yeah.
Kev, could you sit any further back from the computer?
I'm not actually that far away from the computer. I've just got a wide-angled lens, so I'm only about 2 feet from the computer screen.
It looks like you're right at the back of the room.
Yeah, I'll go right to the back of the room and you can see. There you go, I'll go to the back.
That looks like super view. It's all.
He's actually in a broom cupboard.
There you go, now I'm at the back of the room.
I've seen that room. It's actually about 15 metres square.
Why does it look bigger?
He looks like a dwarf.
That's in his shed.
Is that a closet?
Hey, Kev, have you got a fishing rod? Excellent. Right, okay, wow, we're going to get through this Q&A. I might not be able to get to all of the questions because there is a lot. I'm going to mention...
The Q&A.
Yeah, I'm going to mention Ryan O'Neill. And he says, hi all. Hi, Ryan.
Hey, mate.
And he follows up by saying, I change all my tyres by hand for cars and bikes, using tyre levers and tyre soap and balance as well. I service all my vehicles myself. I have used main dealer before and came out worse than when it went in. I never trust a garage to touch my vehicle.
Yeah. Hoorah!
Self-service.
I think it costs $30 to change my tires, and I'm a tubeless system on my bike, so I just pay the $30. It's nothing, and I am always worried about screwing something up with the tires, but I'll have to try it at one point.
It's about 22 quid, something like that.
Right, I'm going to wipe back to Q&A. Apologies, I'm not going to be able to get to all the questions because we've got some other stuff to talk about, but thank you for them, and please, I think you kind of got the picture anyway. Half of them are from Deadhead anyway.
I was about to say half of them are from Deadhead. If you get rid of them, you'll be alright.
I will mention 08 Ryan. Hi, buddy. I'm trying to capture everyone that's mentioned the question anyway. Might not get to everyone's though, or all of them, should I say. And he says, I'm not talking to Suffolk Mandy after his distant message on Tuesday night.
I need somebody to get my real name in the end.
You carry on with your mangina, give it a
I will do. I'll bring my Fenneman sign out, don't you worry. We've all got it, boys, haven't we?
No.
Now, there's one more person in QA I haven't mentioned yet, so I'm going to whack him up right now, and his name's Weggy, and he says, my wife says a good service at home is far less trouble and grief than having to go somewhere else that promises a good service but ultimately fails at the last hurdle.
I think she's talking about something else.
Yeah,
different type of service.
we talking about it.
Weggy, what else was it?
And have you noticed how every now and again they'll sneak a picture onto Facebook and sort of say things like, you know, oh, he never polishes my dials and fills my tank like this.
Right, so the reason why I'm rattling through the questions like that, and I won't get to them all, is because I did want to pick up on the other point that was raised tonight, and that was oil. What oil do you put in your bike? Because you've got synthetic, semi-synthetic, normal, 10W50, 10W40, 0W50. There's all sorts of oil. So, where do we start with oil?
I can do mower real quick and I need a pee.
It starts with O, doesn't it?
Sorry?
It starts with O.
It's what?
Oil starts with O. Never mind. Anyway.
Right,
We're playing Blockbusters now.
Oh well. Okay, let's go to Suffolk Andy first. Oil.
Oh my God, what's he doing? He's fucking wanking on screen.
Richard wants to go next.
Oh, does he? I'll make him wait. I'll make this about 10 minutes. No.
When I was a lad.
When I was a lad, I used to wank like fuck. Now I'm old, it takes a bit longer.
Oh, dear.
Anyway, you use that as an oil replacement, yeah?
Yeah, I tried it once. That didn't work for a couple of hours.
It's the right consistency.
No, it's viscosity after a while, doesn't it, Andy?
It does, mate. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, I think Andy's going to find out now he's a Jaffa, but it's going to be Cater Oil from now on. Anyway. No, the thing is, I'm going to service this Harley for the first time. This is probably a question for Deadhead, really, because I know he loves his Harleys. I'm going to service this Harley for the first time, and I haven't looked in the manual yet at the oil and whatever. But I was thinking I've got to buy some tomorrow. Do I go for semi, fully, or just ordinary oil? You know, what do you think?
I use the synthetic and I use the 3-in-1 stuff from Harley, and the reason why is I just assume that Harley is going to pick an oil that works fantastically. They don't want to have any oil issues that's going to blemish their name, and it's also just highly recommended by a lot of the Harley guys that are out there just to kind of stick with their oil, even though it's expensive. It is good, high quality oil.
Yeah, see, the trouble over here is that, you know, my nearest Harley dealer is, what, 50 miles away, you know, because my town hasn't got one.
Can you order it online?
Well, I could, but I'll probably want to do it on Saturday, so...
It's not very good in computers, anyway.
Hey.
Andy, there's no upgrades on it, is there?
I've got stage 1 on it, yeah.
Yeah, but it's the standard air filter and pipes, isn't it?
Yeah. It's not the standard pipes on it, though.
You're all right with Harley oil, so long as you've not got any S&S parts on it.
No.
If you start upgrading to S&S, then there's another type of oil that you're probably better off going with.
Okay.
All the info's on there now.
Yeah, I'll have a little look tomorrow and have a look at the service manual and everything else. Like I said, I've never worked on a Harley before. I took this filter off the other day, which was a piece of cake, and I know that the back brake is a floating brake. It's not a standard brake on there, so I've got to look at that. So yeah,
Harleys are super easy to work on. Everything.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's right there and accessible, and you don't have to move stuff to get to stuff for the most part.
You know, getting the plugs out. Well, how easy is that? You know, if I go to my ZZR, I've got to take the bloody tank off and the bloody air filter, and then get to the plugs. But on that thing, it's just on the side there. Woof woof, out they come. You know. So that I find that pretty bloody easy. You know. So.
That's strange. I've got to take my tank off to get to my plugs.
What you do?
Yeah.
No, you don't on a Harley. They're just sitting out the side on the 1200.
I don't have to take mine off either. They're just on top.
What the hell is sparkling?
Yeah, I'm the same. I've got to take the tank off, got to take the air box off, and then a mat as well, and everything.
Yeah, I do on the ZZR, but on that Harley, that's really easy. And I think they'd have said it. I think I'm up for it. I'm confident I'll do it anyway. So
yeah.
Well, when it comes time for me to do my plugs, I won't touch it. I'll just get Richard to do it.
Just what?
I'll just get Richard to do it.
Oh, Richard.
Not a problem.
Interchangeable butt plugs.
Actually, talking to Richard, I know Richard is really keen to talk about oil.
As long as you get the right torque on them, Skeggy, you're fine.
Do you guys have AMSOIL over there? Does that sound familiar? It's kind of I guess it's kind of like a pyramid scheme I've heard of here, where it's an oil that a lot of people swear by, and then a lot of companies will void your warranty if you use it.
Yeah, but is that the one that coats the inside of the engine with the sort
silicone
of treatment and it's an anti-score thing, isn't it?
I think so. I don't know a whole lot about it. I just know that somebody recommended AMSOIL, and then a couple of my buddies were like, yeah, AMSOIL is the best thing ever. And then I talked to Sean Smoke, and he was like, AMSOIL's a crap. Just stay away from it. So
I guess it could be a bit like Slick 50 over here or something like that, an additive.
Yeah. It's got friction inhibitors built in, and it's super expensive.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'll comment on oil like that in a minute, but I know Richard wants to talk about oil, don't you, Richard?
Oh, yeah.
You want to wee first?
The floor is yours.
Too late.
The floor is wet.
I'm not mopping up your floor.
Did you get some of Candy's peaty pants?
I only have to go to the toilet every 4 days now, and it's not really go to the toilet. It's more just emptying the bag.
You'll be fine for the iron butt then.
You'll notice me get higher and higher in the seat as we go along. I can't reach the bars anymore. We need to pull over.
So if I'm behind you and I feel like it's raining, it's not really raining.
Is that a Kevlar bag?
It's what do you call it? Biodegradable. It's very green.
Yeah.
That means you need to drink more water.
Well, my Yamaha says it needs 2.8 litres of oil, and at Boys they've got WD-40 in 500ml cans for $2.99. So I just bought 6 of them, and I thought, yeah, it's a bit much, but there's probably a little bit left at the bottom of the can. It'll be all right.
Bonus.
Yeah. And when I came to change the oil filter the next time round, it was spotless. I mean, I just really simple for me. The difference between a cheap oil and a quality expensive oil is a couple of quid. So you use what the manufacturer says. So for me, it was Motul 10W40 semi-synthetic. Job done. Cost about £1 more than Halford Special.
3 in 1.
I can't you see that one there.
That's quite pricey though, isn't it? Because they're quite small cans.
Well, my hands are bigger than they look.
That's a 5 litre. The most annoying part for me was that
I think this looks bigger.
the most annoying part for me was that I bought it off the net, and it was either buy 1 litre for £7 or 4 litres for £20, and it showed you a 4 litre can, and when it came, it was 4 1 litre tubs, which was annoying because it meant I've got 1 spare, which I use for the washing up.
How annoying!
Yeah, but apart from that, you know, it's peanuts, isn't it? You know, even though I've got a spare litre of oil, £20 for the oil.
What brand was that, Richard?
That was Motul, which is the one Yamaha recommended. It's the same one recommended for your bike as well, Skeggy, I believe.
Yeah.
10W40 semi-synthetic.
Well, actually, mine's fully synthetic.
Is it?
Yeah, and I can't work that out.
Yours is fully synthetic on it. What is yours? A twin?
Yeah, V-twin.
What is it?
It's not. How many horsepower is it?
It's not the horsepower, it's the torque, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I was just thinking, how high does it rev?
Not high.
Why are they putting fully synth in then?
No idea.
They put fully synthetic on mine too. I mean, well, Indian has their own proprietary oil thing, so yeah, they use fully synthetic on mine, and mine's a V12.
Okay.
Wow. There you go, you learn something new every day.
Yeah, well, I'm conscious of the time, and we are going off air in 10 minutes, so I did want to mention something about oil, and this is my own personal long-lived reasons for why I use fully synthetic, and that is to reduce carbon deposits. Why is that funny?
Made it sound like you care about the environment.
I've just done a carbon deposit, but I've got them pants on.
I'm sorry, Andy. It's just, you know, the fact that it sounded quite green, you know.
It's
got your latest, you know, your burnout video.
Performance of the engine. That's what
obviously, yeah, I'm talking about carbon deposits sticking to the inside of your engine, so on your valves and on your piston and on your rings and everything else. And if you use fully synthetic, you get less carbon buildup because you're not using a carbon-based lubricant. So that's why I always use fully synthetic. And that's only because I know what the heads get like and the valves and everything else. When you use normal oil or semi-synthetic, you'll get a little bit more carbon. So when you go to clean your heads on your bike, if you ever do that, of course, not everyone does.
I always clean my head.
I
don't get a build
for it.
Well, if I don't clean my head, I don't get a build-up carbon. I get a build-up of cheese.
Is that a good quality foreskin cheese then?
I hate cheese.
Thick stuff, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
You might want to see it
Always
last in
great.
that.
week,
Now,
you're
no
all right.
doubt.
You can always use it to grow mushrooms in, you know.
Oh,
You can have your own. You can have your own little mushroom farm, walking
It's
around
all
with you
gone
all the
tits up.
time. Because it's always in the dark anyway, and it's moist, so you'll be
That's true.
fine.
That's true. And it'd be like taking a lunch with me everywhere I go, won't it?
Take one and chop it up. You've got a sandwich in you. Anyway,
nice.
Is it
carry on,
like,
Andy.
Cheese and
John
mushroom.
said, I'm imagining Bex 88 sat there now. Imagine,
She's probably being sick now.
Why do you always get carrots?
Yeah, love. There's your lunch. Cheese and mushroom.
oh dear.
Get good.
Can I apologise on your behalf, Kev?
Please do not do that video.
I'm gonna not do that.
No, don't do it.
Not unless there's an apology video to go with
I'd
it.
just like to apologise for this.
Apologise for mushrooms. So anyway, yeah, we were talking about oil, believe it or not.
Hang on. Rich, do that again. Go on.
You're looking to screen grab, it ain't happening.
That was brilliant. Sorry, Andy, carry on.
Oh, no worries. So anyway, right. So I always use fully synthetic because if I don't want to say it now, but if you were to remove the top end of your cylinder, okay,
That was well done.
inside you'll find that in the curved bowl where the valves sit, that you'll get carbon deposits, and you'll get more of them if it's not fully synthetic. If there's carbon, it reduces the airflow and how smooth it moves, which reduces performance. Okay, it's a performance thing, but anyway, carbon, and the same goes for your ports as well, where the gases go out of your bike. So essentially, if you use fully synthetic, you can reduce that. Now it's a little bit more expensive, but there you go.
I
But
literally
all that-
cannot see a single innuendo in anything you just said.
Excellent. I was trying. It's very difficult for me to get through that without an innuendo, to be honest.
Yeah.
Having said all that, though, here's the curveball. All right. Have you ever heard of an
Googly.
engine dying because of oil?
Heard of what?
Yes.
Oil in general. It's like, oh, your bike's broken because you've got the wrong oil. Have you ever
Yes.
heard that ever?
Yes.
Where?
BMW Boxer series have a dry clutch. The dry clutch on the Boxers require a semi-synthetic or a natural oil. If you use a fully synthetic oil on a Boxster, seeps through the main seal bearing, goes onto the clutch and fucks the clutch up.
Right.
And the other one is if the oils are mixed, mineral with a fully synthetic, they don't react well together.
No, obviously you don't mix them. But in terms of your comment, Tosh, you're saying that if you use a fully synthetic oil, the BMW seals leak.
The BMW seals aren't made for fully synthetic. The fully synthetic's too thin.
Oh, maybe we should tell NT8 that. That was his problem.
He never had oil inside his bike.
Never fucking rides it anyway, so wheels it to the end of the drive and back again.
It basically gets through your output shaft and goes onto the. Because
Ooh,
they have
yeah,
a dry
output
clutch. They have a dry clutch and it seeps through the main seal.
Again, they're in gels.
Can you get pills for that?
Output driving.
Gels.
No, you need some KY jelly for that.
Yeah.
But
So
apart
that's my comments on it. And Tosh, yeah, dry clutch might be an issue then with fully synthetic. But that's why is it. But overall, apart from that slight condition, obviously if you've got a dry clutch, fully synthetic might be an issue on BMWs only.
To be fair,
Then
the engines must be pretty good with oil, looking at what came out of Keith's.
exactly.
Bikes got in pieces.
I would have said Keith was quite close to borderline because he does a lot of miles. If he was going to do this Iron Butt challenge, I don't think that engine would have lasted very long.
Or it would. You don't take it over 2,000 RPM.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Keith, did you have to get yours out with a stick, or did it actually flow?
We scraped it out of a spoon.
We did, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like treacle.
Yeah, that's it.
I think if mine was like that, just bought a bike and it was like that, I think I would be tempted to use a bit of engine flush just to loosen up the deposits and get it out. I mean, I don't normally use engine flush because, well, you're not going to get it all out anyway. And what's left in your engine is not going to be enough to compromise the good oil that you're putting in. But with the oil that's been stuck in there for quite a while, I think I'd use some engine flush.
Yeah.
If I'd known about it.
Just some real cheap, shitty oil, flush it through.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, if you use engine flush, what I would suggest is what Tosh pretty much said is that you use engine flush, and what that does is get rid of all the oil.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the only thing, and of course, that means that it repels oil. So the next thing you need to do is buy 4 litres of, not very good oil, and run it through just to pull off all of that flush, and then drain that, and then put the good stuff in.
Yeah, it's a long way around
you
doing
do
it,
that?
but it can be worth it if you're got a good bike and you suddenly find that somebody hasn't changed the oil for 4 years.
Hello?
Hello, hello.
Hello? Hello? Only me?
But,
You don't want to do it like that.
Now, I don't believe you wanted to do that now, did you?
Hang on, Deadhead's in a compromising position now, because we can do a voiceover for him. He said, what? Damn.
Keith, did you keep your oil, mate?
Surely you should have picked that phone up then and gone, what's that?
As a telemarketer.
Keith,
I'll tell you what,
you kept your oil, mate. You did. You've kept your oil.
No, I decided to leave that at Andy's.
Oh, you could have used it at home.
Yeah,
you could put a big plastic sheet down in your front room, slip it all on there, get the missus on there, and have a fucking good time. Great.
Not being funny, mate, you could have bottled that and put a label on it, STP. Nobody'd know any different.
Hey, what's wrong with STP?
Those were the days.
Some of us grow up with that stuff, that's all we do.
Brilliant stuff, that.
We just put a tiger in his tank as well.
If you've got an oil leak on your bike, put some STP in. No oil leak left.
Oh, STP? I thought you said STD. That's something completely different.
A little gonorrhea goes a long ways.
I wouldn't have go that far. I don't go that far.
Would that be more aids for your bike?
Oh, baby.
Friday night, of course.
Right. Okay, guess what's happened? It's only got to that point where we have to go off air.
Q&A.
I can't get through all that Q&A.
We'll be quiet for a minute.
You can if you mute everybody here.
I can't believe
what I will do with the Q&A...
Whoa, who muted me?
What?
Sorry, we could hear your conversation a little bit, or at least I could, so I did that. Sorry.
Sorry, I was just drunk thinking, Johnny.
I was listening in until he muted you.
Another beer or what? Gosh, another beer?
What?
Is it worth fetching another beer?
I'll have a beer.
Is it worth me fetching another beer?
Yes.
Thank you.
Right, okay. So we are going to have to go off air, I'm afraid. So what I will do with the Q&A is, though, I will just give everyone a quick shout that's put up a question, and hopefully maybe you want to answer it next week. Sorry about that. So a quick shout out to Deadhead.
I like that bloke. That guy's a good guy.
I love you too, guy. We also got Bex88. Hi. Ricky Pace. Ryan O'Neill. Von Swartznatter. And also Cheshire Biker. And that's everyone. Ricky Pace as well. So thank everyone there for your questions. Sorry we couldn't get through them all tonight because we was having a serious conversation about servicing and oil.
We didn't get through it. We're going to have to carry this conversation on next week.
Yeah, we can obviously carry on next week. Without any further ado, the next thing we need to do is go through the panel and say thank you very much and get everyone to say goodbye. So we're going to start randomly with Keith.
Bye. That's it. What more do you want?
No, I just wanted the uncomfortable silence. No, that's fine.
Oops.
Brilliant. Cheers, Keith. Bobby.
When you finish, you stink.
Good night, everybody.
Nice one.
Cheers, Bobby. Let's go to Kev.
Dick cheese.
Is that with mushroom? Thank you, Kev. Richard.
What? Can't we off air yet? What?
No, I just got his...
Looks like my old action man when he does that with the new eagle eyes.
Oh, eagle eyes, yeah.
He's fucked in the head.
Richard, it was time to say goodbye, not look really scary for children.
Goodbye, children. Don't have nightmares.
No, Richard, that really worked.
Tell you what, Car Harley suggested the other day that this should be my new sticker design. This, with Car Micro underneath.
Maybe you should change it. Maybe you should change your channel name to Rapist Biker.
Stick on.
That's a completely different person who said we didn't talk about that again.
That's his other channel.
Oh, wow, that is comedy gold. That is awesome. Ah, brilliant. Okay, many thanks for that, Richard. Let's go to...
I think Skeggy's in shock.
I thought he said something candy.
Whoa!
Did he?
Said Skeggy!
You can't hear for everybody laughing. I've got one question. I've got one question, Andy.
Oh,
Here, where'd your little bishop finger, mate?
cheers, Skeggy, for that very short exit. Let's go across the sub again.
Oh, goodbye, everybody. It's been an enlightening night as normal. And the good news is we found out tonight that Kevin, Infamous Bike, was going to start a new line of mushroom and cheese spread. He's going to put it online. You'll be able to order it up and he'll send it to you. And apparently it's quite tasty. So there you go.
Yeah.
Extra mature.
Mature. You never mature.
Kev's zingy mushroom treat.
I tell you what, this is going off in Kev's head right now. For that mushroom and cheese spread. Oh yeah.
He's going to get into Sainsbury's apparently. And Tesco's and Asda.
No, it's a classy product, mate. We're only putting it in Waitrose.
Oh, Waitrose.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, go to Waitrose.
Expecting your best sales at Lidl.
Netto.
Fortnum and Mason interested.
Harrods of London would probably take it.
Yeah, I'm in discussions with Harrods at the moment, but the only people who are really interested are Netto, really.
Brilliant. Okay. Thanks for that, Andy. Let's go to Tosh.
Time me kangaroo dance. Time me kangaroo dance. Right, take it all easy. Bye bye and ride safe.
Cheers, Tosh. Thank you. That was almost a normal exit.
I ain't finished yet.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Don't forget the bit your wife told you to say.
Sorry.
Suddenly reminded me of Maisie Tunnel.
Brilliant. Many thanks, Tosh. Let's go to Dave for a sensible exit.
Let it go, let it go. Spark plug 10 oil filters. Bye, everybody.
Cheers, Dave. Many thanks. Let's go. Let's go across to Triple X Deadhead.
I'm gonna have to get really close on the camera, right? Bye, guys.
Hey, we want your rain face, not your cum face.
Oh, never mind. Never mind.
I wouldn't know your point now, Cameron.
Sorry, did you think goodbye in any of that?
Oh, bye.
Cheers.
That was awesome.
Okay, many thanks everyone, and it only leaves for me to say goodbye as well, and thanks everyone for watching and tuning in to this chaos that was tonight. I hope you might have found something useful in any of that, but anyway, it's all been good, and thanks for watching. So don't forget to ride safe.
Ride your wife.
Invisible.
Mushroom.
Visible.
And
Mushroom.
cheese.
Yeah, definitely stuff.
Mushrooms.
Cheese pate.
Mushroom.
Kangaroo dance.
You know what I mean?
No, it's not the wrong
No,
card.